Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hi everyone, welcome to Dharma Earth's Dose of Dharma, and this is your dose of Dharma for today. So previously, we were talking about what are some ways that is helpful for us to be able to face problems happening in the family. We talked about the 4 Brahma Viharas. We talked about being pragmatic and solution-minded and let the rational mind prevail before talking it out or before thinking or analyzing the problem. Another thing that we can take from the Dharma is the contemplation of phenomena. So how do we do that? Well, this is based a lot on understanding. Let me give an example. For example, if you were to plant a durian tree or an orange tree, what do you need? You need good soil, you need good fertilizer, you need good seed, you need suitable temperature, suitable wind, suitable water, right? And you need the farmer to take care of the plant, and you need the farmer to do some protective measures to prevent the insects or the birds or the other animals from eating the oranges, right, when it grows. So you see the formation of an orange tree or a durian tree in Asia, it takes a lot of different factors for it to be able to develop in a good way. Isn't that so? With that being understood, we can understand that it is the same for phenomena that we have encountered or are encountering. For example, if you saw something, what are the factors that you will need? You will need your eyesight. You will need your eyes to be looking at that object. You will need light. You will need the other object. So these are just some of the examples in a more understandable level. Of course, there's deeper levels to be understood. But if we understand that all phenomena, whether good or bad, is just a result of different factors coming into play and all of them working together, and then it turns out to have this kind of phenomenon. Whether it is there's a quarrel between the parents, or a quarrel between the kids, or there may be some problems between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, right? So a lot of reasons. Some factors we may be able to know in this moment. Some factors we may not be able to know. Why? Because in the Buddha's teachings, and it is for us to verify, in the world there is something called karma. Karma is also one of the factors that put into play, and sometimes it is the dominant factor, sometimes it is not the dominant factor, but it does give a certain kind of influence to what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, and what we think. So with that being said, then how do we apply it when we have problems in our family? So first, we must try to find out, okay, what are the factors that I can see now, or I can know about now, right? Then you analyze. If you manage to find the factors, then you will understand that, okay, this phenomenon is just because of these factors. Maybe it is because of your conditioning. Maybe it is because of how you bring up your children. Maybe it is because of how your spouse was brought up. Some of the things that they have undergone in life, that makes them behave in a certain way. These are the things that we can understand now, or we can try to find out and analyze now and understand now. Then, if you have done a full analysis and you still can't find the reason or the factors, then there's a few possibilities. One of the possibilities is that we still do not have enough wisdom to try to find out, or we still do not have enough information. Then another one is there may be a 60-70% that it may be because of karma. So when we understand like this, when we contemplate like this, oh, my mom scolded me today. Okay, what's the reason? What are the factors that she scolded me today? okay, this. When you do that, your mind tends to not indulge in that negative feeling or uncomfortable feeling or that emotion, but rather your mind goes into a more rational and analytical mode and tries to find out what is the reason why your mom scolds you. And as you explore more, then you understand that, okay, if you can find out the factors, that's good. If you can't find out the factors, then we can understand that, okay, maybe this is because of karma. So when we contemplate, when the conditions for the factors arises, then the phenomenon arises. When the conditions for the factors perish, then the phenomenon will perish. When we can contemplate like that, it helps us to remind us that the problem is impermanent. And when it is impermanent, we will not be too absorbed into that negative emotion. Because you know that it has come to leave, right? Okay, so since it has come to leave, okay, then let's see what are the factors. And if I can know the factors, I can solve the problem. If I do not know the factors, I know maybe it is because my information is not enough, or maybe because of karma. If it is really because of karma, then yeah, we just have to learn to accept it with this understanding. Then when we can accept it, we save ourselves so many days, so many hours, so many months of suffering, because we have let it go in our mind. We are willing to accept this uncomfortable phenomenon already. A lot of people, when they meet up with family problems, and they suffer a lot more than necessary. Why? Because in their mind they cannot accept that this happened to their family. But when we think in terms of karma, and when we understand from the Buddha's teachings, there is no evil that we have not done, and there is no good that we have not done except for experiencing enlightenment, the practice to enlightenment. So yeah, it is really, really useful to help us in understanding the phenomenon that happened to you in your family, and also it helps us to accept. And then when we can accept, we tend to let go of the emotions more easily. Then we look at what are the causes for us to overcome this phenomenon, if it is a desirable phenomenon. For example, if your whole family has become poor, so, okay, then if we analyze, maybe it's because we didn't spend much time in studying, maybe we invested in the wrong things, invested in gaming rather than studying, right? Then of course the factors for success is not there, then of course there will not be a phenomenon that says success, right? But since we already know what are the factors, okay, then what are the factors that we done wrong, then we just put in the correct factors, put in the correct causes. Then as the conditions arise for the factors to ripen, then success, prosperity, and good phenomena will arise according to nature. Okay? So it is like that. So this contemplation of phenomena is really, really helpful. So hopefully everyone can try to contemplate like this. Whenever you have problems in the family, you can understand a lot more about phenomena in the Buddha's teachings, in the suttas, in the Abhidhamma. So when you can understand more, then hopefully there is nobody that you cannot forgive or to be angry with. Okay? So this is your dose of Dhamma for today. Hopefully this sharing is helpful to all of you. And I bless all of you to be well, peaceful and happy. And may the Triple Gem bless all of us to be able to attain path, fruition and Nibbana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.